Hi guys, for part 5 I figured since it's going to be a little while before I'm able to actually sand this down, I'd change the format of the video a little bit and kind of just have a more of a one-on-one experience. Most of this though I'll be showing through the top cam. Yep, that one right there. To give you an idea of how easy it is to take apart a guitar body. Figured we'd break it down this time and talk about what we're going to do. Now, the pickups are obviously being changed out. We've talked about that before. The bridge, I was going to put on this really cool Schaller bridge I had, but I realized that bridge wouldn't allow me to adjust the intonation, and that would just drive me nuts, not being able to do that. So I actually have a black version of the same bridge this comes with, just a floating tailpiece thing. Nothing too fancy. It'll look way better than the cheap Pop Metal Chrome original one though. And I actually got it from All Parts. So we'll take these out just using a couple simple tools. And when it comes to the electronics in this, I'm starting all the way over. So I'm getting rid of everything, of the pickups, the pots, and everything. If anybody wants these electronics, you can have them. Let me know. First come, first serve. If you want some pickups and these Chinese pots or whatever's in here, then you're more than welcome to have it, because I'm not going to use it. So let's get to it. We'll just take it apart. The only tools I'm going to use to take this whole thing apart: a tiny pair of clippers or dikes and a little Phillips head screwdriver. We're going to kind of do this live, so it's a little bit different than the other videos. I'm just removing the pickup surrounds. Can't remember if I've already clipped these or not, so let's go ahead and flip it over. I'm going to go ahead and take out the back cavity cover. And we'll take a look at the pickups. The body is unfortunately in a lot worse shape than I thought it was. I thought I'd just have to fix these corners, and then we'd go over the whole thing with well, we go over this section with some white and then clear coat the whole thing and try to make it match. But there are so many scratches. There's another one. There's so many scratches and scrapes on this thing that I'm gonna have to repaint the whole thing. But that's okay. We're making a cheap guitar awesome, so that's what we're gonna do. So pop out the cavity. The pickups are really cheap wiring. I haven't clipped them yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and clip them. If I were keeping these, I would desolder everything. But there's plenty of wire left if you want to hook these up in another guitar, if anybody wants them again. Here is the switch that came with it. I don't know what year this Warlock is. This one seems like it's from the early 2000s though. This is the switch that came from it, and it's not going back in either. Okay, so this is the ground wire, and then this goes to my output jack. Now this guitar worked. I actually played it at a gravity reversing practice, and it worked just fine. Didn't sound that great, but it worked fine. So the pickups work. What I'm going to put in it is going to sound a lot better though. And if you go back to the first video, you'll be able to see those pickups. Hopefully we'll get them in there before too long. Alright, so I don't normally take guitars apart with just two tools, but I wanted to keep it as simple as possible for the video, so I guess that's kind of my downfall for this part. Alright, tone and volume pot out. You can see the little film resistor they have in there. The new one's getting orange drops. Also, I'm going to put an acoustic. I was going to put an entire acoustic preamp in here. I was going to route this out in the bottom and then have an acoustic preamp in here. really just for fun and to see if I could. But I kind of think that's a little overkill for this video, so I've decided I am going to put a piezo pickup in the bridge and maybe one in the body, combine them for the acoustic output. And what we're going to end up with, I bought these throw-offs for this one. 2 of these throw-offs, one is going to operate humbucker mid-position and then neck pickup, and there'll be another one of these that operates piezo pickup between piezo and bottom humbucker and bottom humbucker. So that way the tonal variety will be pretty huge for a simple Warlock, which kind of harkens back to the 80s. If you think about it, all the old BC Riches had a ton of little like 3-way switches and toggles, and then some of them had cool kill switch buttons, a la Scott Ian from Anthrax. Can't really go wrong with that. Alright, humbuckers are out. They're no-name humbuckers. They're probably got a relatively hot output. I mean, they sounded like they had some output, but it wasn't really any kind of a full tone. So, I'm sure you can see this up there. Look right here. When you have a cheaper guitar that's made quickly, you get stuff like this. You can see all that in there. All this nastiness. I may chisel that out just because I don't want to think about it being in my guitar. This is where the clear coat, which you can totally see is polyester, where it's bubbled up inside. Little red check mark in the neck, as we often see when the neck pocket fits. They go, it fits. You can put a neck in here. Really, all we got left is the input jack. Now, I thought this was pretty funny. No, I'm surprised there's all 4 screws in the input jack. That's unusual. When you get a guitar off of eBay, you don't usually have all the screws in the input jack or output jack, whatever you want to say. If you guys like this kind of format, let me know, and when I'm doing some of my repairs, maybe we'll do this kind of thing. Alright, here's the input jack. As you can see, it's broken. I just broke it more. Yeah. So I'm putting a metal input jack in here. I plan on recessing this because I don't really like the look of it being proud. I prefer the input jack to be a little bit below the lines of the body, so you keep the body line smooth without breaking it up. Alright guys, that's it for this one. I know it wasn't what you guys were probably wanting. I'm sorry I haven't made a lot of progress. Life has been crazy. Work has been crazy. And the band's been actually going pretty strong, writing new material. So I've been a busy dude. The next step, we're going to sand this guy probably all the way down to bare wood. I don't think I'm going to worry about saving the primer or anything. I think I want to get it as smooth as possible and build that up. So I'll probably break the body video up into 2. We'll probably have the primer and finishing, and then we'll do the actual clear coat, and then after that, reassembly and test, and we're done, guys. So thanks for sticking with me through this. Sorry part 5 was so long and probably was a little more uneventful, but I just wanted to kind of give you some insights. There's the ground wire, and let you take a look at the process of taking one apart, so that you have a little more understanding of the process of putting it back together. Hope the series has been helping you out. I appreciate the support. Thanks, guys.